Sawadee Dao. I'm Pim Kemasinki, and we are back today on Pim's Multiple Personalities with Sallo Polak and Ms. Tiggy, of course. So Sallo is the director and founder of Okay, let me.
It was not the best name chosen for that reason. Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep going. He's the director and founder of Philanthropy Connections. Wow, that was a hard one.
Well done. Yeah.
I'm a bit embarrassed about that now, but never mind, we shall persevere, which is a foundation that you founded, you started it,
Yes.
and it does something which I've always felt that we need more of, which is it connects donors to foundations that don't have the ability to reach to international donors, right?
Exactly.
There's so many good causes in the region that they just don't have the wherewithal. They don't have the English language. They don't have the accounting system. They don't have the technology. So you help connect them to the big money.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Money? Yeah. Well, in many cases, it's not even big money that is needed. We can do a lot with small amounts of money as well. And there are.
But big is good. Big is good.
Big is good. Oh, definitely. No, we have a few projects that we support that need more money. There are a few that need 50,000 euros per year,
Right.
and then we have additional scholarships, only 1,000
right.
baht per month as well.
Okay.
So yes, we connect sponsors to the kind of projects in Thailand, in Myanmar, and in Cambodia that find it very difficult to connect with sponsors themselves.
Yeah.
Because indeed, of all of what you said, you really read our Facebook and
Well, no,
website very
actually,
well. Yeah.
I'm director of a foundation
Okay.
that we did that a little bit to a
Okay.
very small degree, not as
Okay.
large as you, but
Okay.
we got a lot of funding in from Japan and Scandinavia to do environmental work.
Okay,
so
fantastic.
and
Great.
we did all the due diligence for all the Anyway, but let's rewind. So Sallo is Dutch, in case you couldn't tell from his accent, which is not very Dutchy at all. But so you came here in 2006, right?
Correct, yes.
And before that, you were a TV presenter, or
No. I was a floor manager. It's the guy with the headset on, microphone in front of his mouth, and already connecting all the different people who are working together to make a television program.
Right.
So I was the communicator between all those different people.
right?
Yeah.
So what did you? I mean, what kind of programs were they? Were they in this field of philanthropy, or not at all?
The thing was, when I started working for Dutch television, it wasn't because I wanted to be in Dutch television. I wanted to make documentary films about the kind of work that I'm doing at the moment, development work. But the scope of television programs that I did as a floor manager were huge, from big entertainment shows to current affair programs, game shows, soap operas, etc.
Oh, so you did it all.
I did
the
it all.
TV.
I was all the different broadcasting companies, of which you have many in the Netherlands, could hire me, and then I would do whatever program was.
Actually, let's go back a little bit further. I mean, your background? Tell me a little bit about growing up, your background, and were you always interested in this do-goody?
Yeah. We have an hour, right?
Yes. That's why I'm
not
going to
going
keep pushing your buttons. But yeah.
No. But yeah, I mean, there was already a very early sense of things going wrong in the world that I felt very, how do you say, not emotional, but let's start with an example. With what was happening in Argentina in Chile in the early and late 70s was something that I hated to see. People, because
I
Pinochet.
don't know much about.
Pinochet and Videla. Yeah. No, people who were being prosecuted because of their beliefs, the political ideas, and they disappeared. That made me angry, and that made me emotional indeed. So there was that already then. When I finished high school, I went traveling. I traveled overland to India, and I saw a lot of poverty. I traveled for about 9 months. Coming back from that trip, which was a incredible trip, because with my parents, I visited Switzerland and Belgium, and suddenly I found myself in the slums in Bombay. It was Bombay still then.
Yeah.
And I saw so much poverty and so much things that were not in order, that I decided I want to do something about that. So I started studying medicine because I wanted to go back to developing countries, and see if I could help as a doctor. Didn't like the studies very much, wanted to travel more, so I did. And then at some point I thought, okay, let's go back to those old ideals. What can I do? Maybe making documentary films to make people aware of what's going on in different parts of the world, maybe raise money for foundations, see if I can help that way.
Yeah. So that's when you first came here? Or was that before?
That is, in that period, I tried to indeed develop ideas for documentaries, but in the Netherlands at that time, nobody was really interested in that kind of difficult thing. So I tried for several years, didn't work out. I was in India to do research on child labor in the carpet industry there, tried to sell that, didn't work.
God, yeah. Not the cheeriest of topics, are they?
It was terrible. It was I saw a lot of misery.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
India is a hard place, especially in the 90s. I went there quite a lot then.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this brings you, let's come back to Thailand now.
Yeah.
So how did all this start?
Okay. I was very happy working as a floor manager in Dutch television, and I went on an extended holiday to Laos.
A lot of extended holidays.
Well, this was really a holiday. The other were travels. This was a holiday. Maybe I think it was something like 6 weeks.
Lovely.
And there I saw the poverty again. And during that holiday, I thought, okay, what happened with my old ideals? And I decided then and there on that holiday to quit my job as a floor manager and see if I can make myself useful in an organization. And first I started looking for organizations in Laos, couldn't find what I was really interested in. I was and still am very skeptical about charity organizations, NGOs, etc. I've seen so much and I heard so much about things that can go wrong.
Huge operational costs.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I didn't want that. I wanted my organization, or the organization I would work for, to be cost efficient, effective, the thing about non-discrimination, carried out by the community itself, based in the community, with people who knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So it was difficult at that time to find something in Laos. Internet was, the website, there were not that many in Laos.
No.
So I ended up in Chiang Mai.
Which was bursting with NGOs.
I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, really?
At the time, yeah. I joined one organization. I stayed with them for a while, and then decided that I wanted to put my own ideas into practice in the organization that I finally founded in 2011.
Right.
Yeah. And I wanted it to be an organization that I would feel comfortable donating to myself, because things were done in the right way.
Yeah. And I think there is the crux. I've seen hundreds, maybe more, thousands of NGOs come and go in the last 20 years since doing the magazine, you know, and some have been superb, excellent, others have been fly-by-night, others have just been pure sham. Do you have a sense of where the NGO or the foundation NGO world is in Chiang Mai now? Are there a lot of, are they respectable? I mean, you know, how would our viewers decide? Like for me, I've got the City Life Garden Fair coming up, which I've donated to you in the past.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking for a new foundation now, and I'm like, how do I even begin to search? How do I do my due diligence?
Yeah. Oh, okay, we can sit down and talk about it. Yeah. To be honest, I know a few good organizations are doing excellent work. The way we work is different from most of the NGOs that I know of, because they do their own thing. They have an orphanage, or they have a school, and they do things like that. We support projects, and most of them quite far away from Chiang Mai, because, like you said, they have more difficulties finding access to funds.
Yeah.
So I must admit, I'm very much focused. We are very much focused on the project that we.
So you don't have a sense of the overall community and where the money. I mean, I don't think anyone does, frankly, and I think that therein lies a problem, because I remember about 15 years ago, one NGO had set up to basically coordinate between all the other NGOs so that no one everyone's doing their own thing and wasting resources when you could actually could work together, and the whole thing collapsed and failed because everyone was so precious about their revenue streams that no one would share anything. Is that a real problem in this world?
I think it is, but there are several. There are good NGOs that are doing excellent stuff. Yeah, and I try to connect. We try to connect them sometimes as well. If we have, okay, let me rewind again a bit. The project that we support, they're not based in Chiang Mai, so we do not do a thorough due diligence for them, because we know that, especially if there are foreigners involved who speak the language, who have the technical skills, and who have the network, they will be able to find normally enough funding. So we know of them, we have a good idea about how they operate, and sometimes we think they're doing an excellent job, sometimes we have question marks as well. But what we do is to find initiatives from local people. And there we do the due diligence. So it's difficult for me to, I shouldn't be doing that given an idea about organizations that I don't really know well.
Fair enough.
The projects that we work with, they go through a very, very thorough due diligence process to make sure that indeed what we're doing has the effect that we want. And that is to, it's one of our slogans saying, providing stepping stones from poverty to opportunity. So, yeah.
That's a lovely slogan, actually.
Thank you.
Very nice. So, okay, so you have like a group of housewives, say, on the border somewhere who want to do some basket weaving co-op or something. So they'll pitch you a proposal. Is that how it works?
Yeah, at the moment, just before the interviews started, I said there's so much work. At the moment we are supporting 46 projects. Last year there were 35 projects. 46 different projects.
Where?
In Thailand, in Myanmar, and in Cambodia. Some are small, some are bigger, and mostly they are with partners who do several different projects. At the moment, we don't have the human resources nor the financial resources to connect with more new projects.
Right.
Hopefully, this will change at some point, because there is so much more need with other organizations as well. But basically, what people do is indeed, we try not to react to people who find us, because if they can find us, they can find other sponsors as well. So what we try to do is we try to find our projects ourselves through the network that we have, and by,
Can you give us some examples of some of these 46?
Yeah.
Not all, not all of them.
Not all of them. Okay. Difficult to choose. I mean, they're.
Oh, I know. I'm sure they're all your favorites.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. No, this is true. This is true. The projects that we do, we do them with a reason. Yeah. But this is one that may appeal to many people as well. Many ethnic groups in Thailand, hill tribes, ethnic groups, we prefer to call them. The children only speak their own local language, Aka, Lisu, Lahu, whatever. They speak that with their families, in their village, with their friends, etc. And then they go to a government school. And they get a Thai teacher that only speaks Thai. They don't understand what the teacher is telling them, so they learn nothing. Already they are in an underprivileged situation, and then if they don't learn anything at school, they drop out, and they have no chance to escape the situation they're in. So one of our partners is the Foundation for Applied Linguistics. Now, that is an excellent organization. They have developed their own interactive, very innovative and playful curriculum, whereby they train local people to become teachers who teach the children with that curriculum in their own language, so that they learn the same things as their Thai peers, but at the same time to work together with the Thai teachers to learn Thai. And within a year and a half, maybe 2 years, these children are fluent in Thai as well.
Is this learned before they go to the Thai school?
No, this is in the Thai school.
In the Thai.
Yeah, they work together. The local teachers work together with the Thai teachers, so they learn the stuff in their own language, but at the same time they become fluent in Thai as well. That is a fantastic project because these underprivileged children will have the opportunity to continue their education and get better jobs later in life as well.
Do you know how big of a problem this is across, let's just say, the north of Thailand? I mean, how many villages don't have access to good education?
Okay, I do not have that kind of figures, but I do know that the Foundation for Applied Linguistics, FAL, is supporting between 60 and 65 schools in northern Thailand. So
is that an international organization?
There is I spoke with I think he was English volunteer there, but it's a Thai foundation.
Is it?
It is a Thai foundation.
Excellent.
Yeah. And they're based here in Chiang Mai, a bit outside of Chiang Mai.
Oh, I'd like to interview them if you're listening.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, they're doing fantastic work, and we, Philanthropy Connections, work together with them also in a group of NGOs that are focused on multilingual education.
Yeah.
And we are trying as a group to involve the Thai government as well. And that group of NGOs has been successful to some extent because some of the teachers are already being paid for by the Thai authorities. Now,
excellent.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's really, really good.
Yeah.
So it's that type of project. Are they sort of, do they have deadlines, or are they all like ongoing projects, or they're all different?
Ongoing projects in terms of being needing funding.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, indeed, this trend of the Thai authorities starting to buy into this as well is something that we hope will grow bigger.
So why do you think that is? Why are they suddenly?
Because of the advocacy that this group of NGOs has been doing. And this can be successful. Right. You have to put a lot of effort into it, a lot of time, and a lot of good ideas as well, but then things can happen.
I've been hearing about a lot of areas where this is a conversation people are actually commenting on, like the migrant workers and the citizenship issues, that's been backlogged for 15 years. Apparently it's all clearing up quite nicely. And there's a few other areas where it sounds like the Thai authorities are suddenly going, we can work with these outsiders and we get the credit for it. Is that what it is?
Well, yeah. I have a few examples of that as well.
You're probably a bit more PC than me.
Yeah. But no, I mean, that is a good trend indeed. It's not overall. I mean, there is unfortunately there's still a lot of projects that we support that will have much more difficulties finding support from the Thai government as well.
Well, I know you're in a position where you can't just go out there and say awful things about potential government branches and funders. I can, to a point. But what are the challenges that organizations like yours face from the community or from the government or society at large?
Whoa. That's it. I mean,
that you can talk about.
So many things come to mind. We do many different types of projects.
But is it bureaucracy, local influence, corruption? I mean, all of it?
Each project has different challenges. Let me put it that way, to be on the safe side as well. We as an organization are now well established, and in the beginning it was difficult. People had to come to know us. The Thai authorities had to come to know us, and it still depends on who you talk with. If things are difficult or easier or a lot more easy, but each project has its own challenges, and we are trying to find together with our partner organizations the right solution for each and every project.
Diplomatic answer.
Yeah. Okay.
It's good. You have to be.
Yeah, I think I have to.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course you do. Basically, with your NGO, how does it work? Like, you're at the head. Do you decide on every project? I mean, do you have a team that actually goes in the field? I mean, how do you start all this?
I have a wonderful team. I'm so happy with the people who work with Philanthropy Connections. They definitely work very hard. They're dedicated. They have skills with which they could work for companies as well and get a much better salary than we want to and can give. So our project team is communicating basically with our project partners, and like I said, we do a very thorough due diligence process before we start a partnership with these organizations. Once we are convinced that they meet our criteria.
Sorry, but how do you get do you have people on the ground? Do you have lawyers checking it? I mean, how do you?
Some of the project we cannot really visit. Give an example. There is a project in Myanmar, Kachin State.
Oh.
Yeah, dark in a dark area. There's no way we can go there.
No.
It took us about about 1 year to get all the answers to the questions that we ask. The due diligence process that we have is, first of all, a list of around 10 questions that we send to them to see if there is any chance that they will meet the criteria, and then we send a very a much bigger list.
Right.
So there's a lot of communications because we do not get all the answers the first time around, and if
language
possible,
barrier,
language barriers
literacy.
as well. With this special one, in the end, to finalize things, two of our project team, went to Myitkyina. At the time it was still possible to meet with the implementing partner. And they finalized, and we saw, okay, this is going to be a partner that we can trust.
And what's that project?
That is an educational project in IDP areas, internally displaced persons areas, 3 camps and 5 villages, schools, where without we pay for the teachers, the workshop for the teachers, school materials, etc. And because of we pay for 27 teachers there, and about 1,000 children get an education that they otherwise would not have. And especially children in IDP areas are very vulnerable to
everything,
to all kinds of exploitation. They could be recruited by armed forces, by the sex industry, drugs industry, etc. Definitely. So we're very happy to be able to.
That's wonderful. God, if you ever need a media, a press to go along with you on your trips to Myitkyina, I'll come.
Okay.
I've always wanted to go to Kachin State.
Okay.
But probably not now.
No.
So, okay, so you've got these projects. Are they? It sounds like a lot of them are education based, or just the ones you happen to be talking about.
Just one that I'm talking about.
Do you do animals? Do you do? I mean,
no animals. It's all about people. And yes, a lot is about education. But
so many problems. It is. I've always said that education is the root of most of Thailand's problems, or the lack thereof.
It is, but it's not only that. We are not a one-trick pony. So one of our the way we operate is we sit down and listen very carefully to what it is that the communities tell us what they need. So it's project partners that tell us that. They know exactly what is going wrong in their communities, and they know the solutions, they know the people, they speak the language. So let them tell us what it is that they need. Like I said, we provide stepping stones, exactly those stepping stones that are needed to cross from poverty to opportunity. So it's if we would only build schools or would only concentrate on education, for instance, we would visit a village. It's a beautiful school there. We could find out if the education that's being given in that school is any good, and if it is, we would leave the community, the village, but we would then not take the opportunity to sit down with the community and to find out what it is, if they have other needs. So we do that. We listen to the communities, and then if there are other needs, it can be sanitation, toilets, very important. If children get sick, they can't even go to schools. At this moment, COVID-19, we are flexible. When COVID started, already in the first or the second month, I think late February, 2 years ago, we started with a food project involving Monsoon Tea that you may know. Kenneth, yeah. There was one other restaurant that was starting with meals, and I asked Kenneth, can't we do something similar, providing meals to the community around where you're based? And we provided around 200 meals per day, a total of close to 40,000.
I remember there was an announcement. I remember.
Yeah.
So you're on the ground. You're collecting a wealth of data. I mean, if you're thinking about it, right, you're really getting to know communities, and you can probably sense an emerging pattern out of stories that might be repetitive. I mean, are there any, and okay, fine, you can help with this project, you can help with that project, but is there anything you can do on a more regional cooperative level? Like could you take this information, this data, these cooperations, these connections, and take it further up the chain for it to be, or am I just dreaming?
No, well, you're maybe estimating my capabilities. Over the past several years, like I said, we have grown from 25 projects to 35 last year to 46 now. So we see that potential of growth. So far, what we've been focusing on is to help the project partners with their project. Of course, there is an example already with the multilingual education, and yes, that could evolve to a much bigger community.
Yeah, that could spread across the north.
Definitely, and the thing is now with the FEL, we helped with 4 pilot schools, and they've been able to help 62. They're helping 62 schools now, and I have the impression that not much more funding is needed from us. We are talking about that. The model that we have could indeed be used by other organizations as well, if they would be open to that. But the different projects that we support are indeed very different. Each project has a different solution.
So your abilities are unique. You could pivot. You can be more creative. You don't have a one-track NGO like some others do.
We are very flexible, and that flexibility means that we can do many different things and using the same procedures.
So it sounds like you're plugging a lot of holes that sort of missing parts that fall between the cracks, perhaps, to mix multiple metaphors. But so what about these donors? Who are they?
As diverse as the projects that we support.
Do you not have like big stream donors, or do you have lots of little?
No, we do have. I mean, we have. Our organization is based in the Netherlands and in Thailand. We're registered there, and because of my background in the Netherlands, many of our donors. Sorry.
Media, obviously.
Also, definitely. So we have donors who donate to, you can say, keep the lights on, so that we can run our organization, pay for the overhead costs, etc. And we have the bigger sponsors who sponsor projects, and these are companies based in Thailand, based in the Netherlands as well. There are foundations based in the United States, in the Netherlands, here in Thailand as well, in Switzerland, and we have rich private sponsors. So if I would make a list of those sponsors, you would see indeed that they're very diverse. Recently, we got a grant from the American Embassy in Bangkok as well. And we're talking at this moment with a huge Irish organization as well, based now in Chiang Mai as well.
Irish, based in Chiang Mai.
Yes.
I'm intrigued. Interesting.
Trokara. Trokara. They're a very big organization. I had never heard of them, and then I was invited for a lunch, and I met the country manager. They were working in Myanmar, but that became basically emergency relief, community development, health care, women empowerment, things like that. Yeah.
So how do, I mean, why do we have so many NGOs in this region? Is it just because our governments suck, or
You want
what
me
is
to,
it?
yeah, of course. I don't know. I don't know if there are many more here in this region than in other parts of the
Really?
world.
It
Yeah,
just feels like
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. I'm not so aware of those. Yeah, there are quite a few. There are quite a few. Why? The only thing I can really say is because apparently there is a need for that.
Diplomatic way of saying our government sucks. No,
I don't.
I won't put words in your mouth.
Okay,
Those are
thank you.
mine.
Yeah.
But so right now, do you have a lot of oversight? I mean, I suppose you have to publish everything, and so you
yeah.
have to be quite
Oh, yeah.
completely transparent to all your
Definitely.
donors and
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you have a way for people local to get involved if they want to? I mean, do you have volunteer opportunities? Do you have anything like that?
Yeah.
Or not really?
We are a Thai organization, of course, but people, Thai people see that it is an international organization
Yeah.
as well. I mean, if I start talking about the organization, they see a foreigner.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't see Thai people, so it's a bit more complicated. We do have a few initiatives where CSR activities are being organized. The thing is, with that kind of support, to paint a school is not something that we see a great need for.
I understand. I
Yeah.
talked to an NGO friend recently, and she said she's not allowing people to come and paint her buildings anymore. They just
No.
want money donations. They can hire painters to do a better job.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sometimes it's a bit more pain than it's worth, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In terms of creating awareness and maybe when a company is doing that, you never know what comes out of that.
Yeah.
They may see a project and think, okay, this is fantastic. Let's privately do something for that project as well. So we are involved and we are open to such activities, but well, how do you say, well managed by us. Yeah.
Do you do support work for other NGOs that might have, like small NGOs or that might be struggling with, let's say, they don't have the proper, I don't know, accounting software, or they don't have the proper staffing? Do you get involved with that as well?
We have been helping with media stuff as well. So
Yeah.
in some
Yeah.
instances, what we
Because I
do.
can see that
yeah.
would be a problem for a few of the smaller
Yeah.
NGOs,
Yeah.
right?
We have been. Again, we are struggling with our own time and human resources at the moment.
How many people do you have?
We are 10 at the moment, but there are 2 who work only 3 days a week.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and we need more. I mean, the thing is, with more people, we can do more, and we can hopefully raise more funds as well. I see huge opportunity, possibilities for that. With more funds, we can do so much more.
So how much funds are you receiving these days?
We had over €500,000 euros coming in last year, which was our best year ever. We had a few bigger donations at the end of the year, and there is no guarantee that that will continue.
Yeah.
Let me.
Yeah, please.
No, the-
Well, one of my biggest gripes with a lot of huge foundations like World Vision and
Yep.
and people like that is, at Oxfam, it's like up to 85% goes towards overheads. 85% of the money you donate goes towards paying their salaries and overheads.
Yeah, yeah.
Unacceptable. I mean, what's your percentage?
We ask if we have project sponsors who want to sponsor a project, we ask 7.5% admin costs. So
Perfectly legit.
yeah.
Not 85.
No. Well, we have more overhead costs, of course, but they're being paid for by donors
Yeah.
who understand that issue as well. But sponsors who want to sponsor a project, they pay 7.5% admin costs, and 3% contingency for things that can go wrong. And
That's clearly stated and everything. So how do these NGOs get away with the 85%? I don't even understand how.
But they have used huge marketing budgets as well, I think. So they can tell the stories that they like. And I, of course, there are big organizations that are doing excellent things, and we don't have that reach. We don't have the, So the Red Cross and
So what's your vision for the future of Philanthropy Connections?
To do this the same, but much bigger. Well, much bigger. We want to help as many people as possible, but we want to stay very, very true to what we believe in, and that is indeed, making sure that what we do is cost efficient, effective, that it makes sense, that it's being done by people we can trust, all those things, so that we can tell our sponsors also in the future, your euro makes a difference, and we can show you the difference that it makes. So I'm thrilled that we're doing 46 projects at this moment, but with a couple of hundred, we can help so many more people.
How many people are you helping now?
Well, it's a difficult one because of the fact that
you don't know the effects.
No. To give another example of a AVA project, for the 5th year now, we are supporting a project near Mae Hong Son, Banai Soi Community Learning Center. Mainly, that's the project that you have been supporting as well with, yes. With the garden fair. Banai Soi Community Learning Center trains migrants and refugees to become community leaders. So every year, around 50 students are being trained to become change makers. Then they veer out to their communities, and we have no idea how many indirect beneficiaries there are. I recently, a few days ago, I saw the number of about 12,000 IDPs that we're supporting at this moment in Myanmar.
Wow.
I would say, it's this year alone close to 25,000 people
that's
that
amazing.
we're supporting. Yeah.
Future. Wow.
Yeah.
How are you going to grow while keeping? I mean, because that's one thing I've come into contact with your organization over the years, either a story, an interview, donation, whatever, right? And it's quite clear that you guys run a lean machine, and you're not interested in the fluff and the, it's all very work focused, very goal oriented. Which is that hard to extrapolate?
Yes, in a sense. Well, yeah, we are struggling. I was talking about human resources. Now, people with the skills that we need, especially, I would be thrilled to have somebody working side by side with me with a complementary skill set that would allow me more, that would take over things that I'm doing at the moment in terms of management, strategy, decision making about the project that we support and whatnot, and making sure that enough funds are coming in. If I would have someone that would be able to take over many of the management things that I do, I could go out more and talk about the organization much more, and hopefully that would bring in more money. So we are working on that, but it's not an easy one, because the skills that are needed again are with people who can earn a lot more money in the company.
Yet I know who you are. You all live here in Chiang Mai. Many of you are my friends. You're retired, you're wealthy, you've got a lot of time in your hands, you've got all those skills that he's talking about here. And I know where you go and drink your cocktails in the evening. How about not doing that, or doing it a little bit less and thinking about doing some good, right? I mean, honestly, there's so many people in Chiang Mai with such huge skills. And I hear people saying to me, oh, I don't know how to help. Here you go. Right?
Thank you.
And also another thing is, would you be able to make a suggestion to me about a project for a donation for the City Light Garden Fair, which this year I presume will be a bit smaller than normal, because I don't think we'll be making as much.
One of our projects, you mean?
If you can think about it, or you have an idea?
Okay. Well, the multilingual education program.
You said they already have enough funding. They might not need
No,
your-
for the other schools. Not we still are supporting those 4 schools,
Right.
and we need funding for that. So it's not like we have all the funds needed for the next year to
Right.
fund that. So we are at this moment. People like you are asking, what can we do? Well, to fund the salary of a local teacher for 1, 2, 3, 4 months, a year.
Yeah, right.
What that would be really helpful.
Okay.
It's not maybe sexy because you cannot take a picture of you and the salary,
Don't
but
worry.
it's yeah.
I'm not
no, but
interested in
that,
sexy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's something we'll definitely consider. And so, but you do have a team. You got, I know, one guy, Mark.
Yeah.
And is it growing at this point, or has the pandemic affected you? How's that affected you?
In terms of
The organization?
no, we stayed more or less the same, but we recently hired another Englishman, Adam. He used to work for the British Council as a
okay.
teacher. He had given a course to our team, English lessons, and now he is part of our communications team as well. So there is hopefully already something in terms of growing and freeing some of my time. And he's got good skill sets as
Yeah.
well. So who knows in what direction that will
Yeah, so
develop.
I mean, you see yourself as keeping to your core. So
Yeah.
basically channeling money from the rich donors, doing due diligence for the small project-based local communities. Are there many other organizations doing something similar?
Not
haven't
many.
heard of any.
Not many.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, there are several organizations that are doing different things.
It sounds important because it's sort of
Yeah.
plugging the holes where some organizations just fall between, right?
Yeah.
Surely.
The thing is, when I at some point I thought, okay, I want to support another organization. I was talking with different organizations, and I found out that all these small organizations needed something else. And that's where the idea started of helping each of these projects with exactly what it was that they need.
Right.
And, so yeah, we are filling a gap, I think.
Yeah, like at my organization, a lot of our job was just basically helping write proposals for
Yeah.
poorer organizations. They just
Yeah.
couldn't put a proposal
No,
together,
no.
but they knew what they needed,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just helping them put it all into a format that will be accepted by the
Exactly.
international donors.
Yeah, we help with that as well.
Oh,
I mean,
do you?
yeah. We especially writing the proposals
Yeah.
to us as well.
Oh,
And then-
right.
yeah, and then.
Dear me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but that we need that as well. I mean,
Yeah.
the activity reports that they write to us are the basis for the reports that we send to our donors as well.
Yeah.
So it's important, and they learn these skills to do that better than what they've done before, and hopefully that will help them in the future as well.
Yeah. So you've come to Chiang Mai 10 years, 11 years now.
16 and a half
16.
years.
Oh my God, I had nearly failed my maths GCSE. I got a C. I
No,
suck
the
at maths.
organization is
But-
11 years old.
That's what I thought.
yeah.
Okay, so the organization, and you're not really a man about a town. I mean, you're quite a serious.
I work.
You're a worker. You're a
Yeah,
worker
yeah,
bee. I don't
yeah,
see you
yeah,
swanning around
no.
at my soirees.
No.
So just tell me a little bit about you. I mean, what's your end? What's your goal for the next sort of future?
At the moment, I'm working 7 days a week. When I'm 80 years old, I hope to be working 1 day less per week. I love the work that I'm doing. I
Okay.
mean, it's so fulfilling.
Wow.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have had fun in my life with
Right.
the work that I did. I was worked for Dutch television. I was a tour leader. I've traveled the world. Fantastic, and that is something that I had in the past. What is the most fulfilling for me now, and which gives me a tremendous pleasure, is the fact that we can help people. Every time when a sponsor tells me, okay, we're going to give you the money for it, it's fantastic.
It's not stressful.
No. The thing is, we have a good story to tell,
Yeah.
and people are willing to help, and I find that time and again. And like you said as well, we're filling a gap. We have a good story. People want to help.
And you can
So-
back it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We have we can show the impact that people can have. So, yeah, I work, but nothing better than this, absolutely.
You seem like a happier man than you should be for working 7 days a week.
I am thrilled.
Yeah.
It's very, very fulfilling. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you. I think we've covered a lot of ground. Is there anything that I've missed or that you've missed or that?
No, not really, I
No?
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. We've
Okay.
covered everything, I think.
Yeah, so Sallo Polak from Philanthropy Connections, which is a really, really, really important NGO organization here in Chiang Mai that I've had the pleasure of working with, doing lots and lots and lots of good things all over the place, Thailand, Cambodia and Myanmar. So go to their website, philanthropyconnections.org, and yeah, check it out and push the donate button.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you.